Today on the episode, we're going to be going over top 10 biggest news stories of 2022, according to an article I found. And then some stuff we've been playing. And then we're just going to finish up by going over some games coming up in 2023 and the games and just general things in 2023 that we're excited about. Quick housekeeping. So this is, the last episode of Arcade Couch for 2022. The last episode of Arcade Couch Between Questions we'll be posting at 6 p.m. today as well, if you're listening to this on Monday when it comes out. So that's the last episode of Between Questions for the year as well, of course. Next episode of Arcade Couch you'll be able to find there'll be two posted during our Best of 2022 Games Week, which is starting on the 14th of the 1st. That's our Best of Games Week for stuff. Of course, you can check out all of our best of stuff by heading to explosionnetwork.com/best of 2022. That's not available now because it's started, but when it is up, that's the link you're going to be going to. And normal episodes of Arcade Couch will return from the 23rd of January, is when your regularly scheduled programming will be back. It is so far away, but then when I wrote up the article today of all the podcasts that are coming in, I was also like, there's about 25 different episodes of What Do You Want to Watch coming out during that time, so it's perfectly fine. Cool, let's get into it. So, I want to go over this article. So, I was like looking for a good list, a decent list. I found this one at Goobastomp.com, 10 biggest video game stories of 2022. So, we did something similar to this on just now on Ash pulled together something for Between the Questions, but let's do it for video games now. So they write, 2022 was a full year of video games, from major releases like Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok to indie hits in the making, but 2022 was also a big year for video game news, with the Steam Deck's release, the incredible leak of GTA 6, and the death of E3, officially brought back only a few months later. Parts of the year were also crowded that major news began feeling positively ancient, like when the New York Times brought puzzle phenomenon Wordle in January 2022. If you, like us, you need a numbered list to keep your feeble connection to reality alive, then keep on reading. Let's go down, see if any of these shock you. Stadia closed down for good. That happened this year. In September 2022, it became official. Google Stadia is closing down in January 2023, and it won't be replaced by a different streaming service. The news came as a surprise to many studios contracted by Stadia, most of which are now left trying to find a new home for their mostly unreleased games. Of course, maybe not as big here in Australia because we never had a Stadia, but still, obviously one of the bigger news stories of the year. Ash, you look like you just thought of a joke.
Well, for a start, this article lists as 20,223.
Yeah, they have an extra two. I didn't call it out. But, you feel free to, look.
Sorry, the writers at Goobastomp, but, I think the biggest surprise is it actually lasted this long. At least for us here in Australia, we're like, you never see anybody talk about going to Stadia. It never seems to be a thing, but, yeah. I mean, it was good the way they handled the closure, because obviously there was a lot of refunds for different stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure the people who invested in Google Stadia didn't feel gypped.
I don't think it was good, though, because the announcement of Google Stadia going out was the first time that the developers heard about it.
Oh, yeah, on the developer side. I was talking about the users, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember,
on the developer side, it was shit.
I can't remember what developer, but one of them was like, oh, this is awkward because I thought my game was coming out next week. And then they were like, what the fuck am I doing now? So, yeah, awkward. But Microsoft announced first-party price rise is what they've got next. Microsoft Studios will raise the game's base price by $10, bringing next-gen titles like Redfall and Starfield to a $70, that's the US obviously, price tag. Games not released by Microsoft-owned studios are obviously still free to release on Xbox consoles at the price they're choosing. Still, Microsoft's sheer presence in the industry could eventually bring other studios to raise their prices too. I don't think we ever really discussed this at all, but do you think the Microsoft increasing the price of their first-party games is a big deal when they're all, or does that just drive more people to Game Pass because they're all going to be on Game Pass anyway?
I think it just makes Game Pass more valuable. Like, I don't know. It feels weird. I feel like it almost is a thing. It seems more like a strategic decision to almost maybe not bully, but persuade the other developers to put their game prices up as well. Because it's funny that because not many other places have the fallback of, well, we have Game Pass. So us putting up the price doesn't realistically matter because it's like, on one hand, the community can just get Game Pass, get these games as part of that subscription, not have to worry too much about that. On the other hand, the people that are going to be purchasing the games, we're going to get an extra $10 from them. Sweet. And maybe they'll go over to Game Pass eventually, and sure, that's fine. I think, in a way, it would have a more negative impact on other developers who don't have that Game Pass subscription service to fall back on. But then again, I think places like Sony could put up its price and people would still pay that just because of who they are and the goodwill the community has in their AAA titles.
Yeah, I feel like most people won't even know because no one pays for that. No one's gonna. Most people playing unless you're buying like a collector's edition or you're like a collector. Like, I wonder what the percentage of people playing something like Starfield is just going to be Game Pass subscribers. And if they're not Game Pass subscribers now, they're just going to subscribe to play it anyway. Like, surely that's the thing. E3 cancelled forever until it wasn't. In March 2022, the ESA declared that the historical industry conference at E3 was cancelled at last, but at first it seemed like an ongoing pandemic might have forced the company to opt out of in-person conference in favour of a digital showcase, but that wasn't the case. Speculation on why E3 2022 was cancelled to focus on the departure of Sony and Nintendo from the show, but expanded into analysts of modern news cycles. Anyways, E3 is returning in its classic physical form in 2023. So, this was the year that E3 both was killed and resurrected. Coming into 2023, do you feel any sort of hype or anything around an actual physical E3 that's somewhat back to the way it used to be, where they've got a few days that are only press, and then they've got it's back to sort of how it was like 5-6 years ago to a degree, without Sony and Nintendo there still, but yeah. No?
Not really, unless they want to invite us and like take us over all expenses.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get super invested into it until other like companies like commit.
Yeah,
to going to E3, being a presence there, committing to having showcases during E3. Yeah, that will raise interest, but right now it's like it's another gaming event. You know,
I feel like it could be. So since they're still they're at least going to have those couple days of press only. I'm like, if you're there and if you're an American outlet that can go and attend E3. Maybe even without the conferences, it'll still be a good opportunity for a bunch of people to show off games to press and get stuff written about and whatever else. But for us on the other side of the world, is it exciting? Is E3 exciting without the conferences? Not really. You know, that's unless you're there. Like, it's not without the conferences. What is E3? So. Wordle went viral, and then the New York Times brought it. So. Code-breaking puzzle game Wordle had been available online since October 2021, although similar designs well in fashion before that. Once the game allowed players to share their results, when Black and Green began flooding social media, Wordle went viral. Following this incredible success, the New York Times brought the rights to the game and moved the platform to its website. Is it crazy to think that Wordle and them buying it and all that sort of stuff happened this year? None of us really. Did anyone here actually get deep in a Wordle hole? Or?
Not really. You know, you'd occasionally just drop into it and play a day if you remembered. Yeah, it is weird that it was this year. I could have sworn it was last year.
Mm.
You know? Because I'm pretty, like, some people I'm sure Wordle was on people's 2021 game.
It was. It came out the end of last year. But the New York Times brought it this year.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the most interesting effect Wordle had was it kind of spawned a bunch of other variations on Wordle.
I played other variations for a time. Music guessing ones, the video game one. Like, I played a bunch of those.
Like a movie or the, like, frame ones.
Frame one, the poster guessing one. Yeah, I played a bunch of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Wordle kind of revitalized, like, the browser-based video game, like, to a certain extent. So,
and I think it was interesting that it was such a medium that you could transfer so many different genres and aspects and things too, that it made it so open to everybody. It was a cool thing. I just personally never really got into it. I think good on the creator for selling it to New York Times and getting
Josh Wardle.
Yes, Josh Wardle selling Wordle and getting that
money
back.
It's like $1 million, I think, or something like that.
I think it was way more than 1 million. I thought there
I can't
was a
remember.
double digits million.
There were a couple million, yeah.
Originally.
All I know is it was a good payday for Josh Warriddle. Bayonetta 3 drama sparked discussion of voice actors' recognition. Some of the biggest news this year came from the world of video games voice acting. Even this news itself quickly turned into drama between former Bayonetta voice actress Helena Taylor and Platinum Games. Discussion over how much voice actresses brought to Bayonetta 3 did rekindle discussion about the role of voice actors in video games. Do we feel like this sort of burnt out? Like it was such like a talked about news story, and then it sort of just like died once it came out.
I feel like it was, but at the same time, I feel like it came out and there was everybody immediately jumped to the defense of the voice actor and was like, bro, going after Platinum Games, trying to defend Helena. And then a whole bunch of context came out and everybody was like, wait a second. All right, we done goofed on this one. That we jumped before we looked into this. Like it is such a example for the society we live in, especially with cancel culture, is that as soon as there is a damning accusation against something, everybody just jumps in on it and goes hard on it, and it is, it's in the other party to release evidence or to have people come forward and talk about it to disprove, and then it becomes this petty he said, she said. And I think out of all of this, Helena Taylor just came out looking really bad compared to, in the end, Platinum Games and Jennifer Hale with it.
Yeah, it was a classic milkshake duck situation, where everybody was on board with Helena to start off with, and then as the days went by, a whole bunch of different information came back. Not necessarily completely proving that, the Platinum Games were in the right, but, obviously people were then looking further into Helena and her goings on and that kind of stuff. So, it was a pretty shitty situation all around. But, I guess it ended well for Platinum Games. They released the game, won a game award. Sure, they sold a bunch of copies. And, Bayonetta is going to continue to be a franchise. 9 more games or something, he was saying. Will they ever come out? We don't know.
I was like, well, I was like, you took this long to give me a third one. Now you're saying you're going to make this many more. I'm like, I'll play them. But, whoa,
how many Strangers of Paradise games are they going to have in between?
It's true. Good point.
Fucking Strangers of Paradise.
No, they didn't make Strangers of Paradise.
No, they didn't.
No.
Babylon Falls.
Babylon Falls. How many Babylon Falls in between?
Because I think Babylon Falls was in the top 10 worst rated games of the year. So,
You win some, you lose some, Steam increases recommended prices in some regions. Like most digital stores, Steam prices aren't the same everywhere. And like most digital stores, Steam regional pricing isn't perfect. Unlike other platforms, Steam opted to let publishers adjust the game's prices for each supported currency. Recognizing that small teams rarely know much about international exchange rates, Steam's offered devs a list of recommended regional prices to go to Steam values in US prices. In October 2022, some regions saw recommended Steam prices go up 5 times. Some of the hardest hit currencies were Turkish lira, where $60 games went from 92 lira to 500, and the Argentina peso, which went from 650 to 3,800. Valve plans to update its regional prices more often to avoid sudden changes, reviewing its guide annually. We didn't discuss this because obviously it wasn't like a super, Australian thing, but when this news story came around, obviously it was big in the countries that were affected. But yeah, it's sort of crazy. Like it was sort of when people realize that this is the way Steam operates on the back end and people could just be like, we'll just like increase the price difference of our games, like 400%.
I feel like this is such a non-story just because inflation has been such a thing.
I mean, plus 400% overnight. It's like, that's fucking...
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's... Yeah.
Valve released the Steam Deck. Valve's portable console opened pre-orders in July 2021, but only started shipping in October 2022. Delivery has recently started getting faster. with users only have to wait around a week between purchase and shipment. Although it might seem like the Steam Deck was up to a rocky start, Valve seems to have kept the situation under control compared to other console manufacturers. The Steam Deck has only been really available for a few months, selling over 1 million copies and becoming more broadly available at around the time that pre-orders began shipping. For comparison, the PS5 officially came out 2 years ago, but remains staggeringly hard to acquire. I know obviously the joke is that we still can't get Valve's Steam Deck in Australia, but just to like touch back on this topic, because obviously when it was announced, I'm like, fuck yes, I want one. Kieran was like, piece of shit. And now that you've touched one at PAX, now that you've seen everyone say how good it is, do you care? Would you change your mind or no?
I never touched one at PAX.
You refused to, remember?
I refuse to.
Now that you looked at
but
it,
at the same time, I still think it's you know what? No, not I still think there's opportunity for it. I think if
that's
it
a change
does,
of heart.
that is a change of heart. I think if it does start getting more availability here in Australia or any availability whatsoever, I've seen a lot of games that have come out that I'm like, you know what? I think it'd be pretty cool to play on Steam Deck. I think there is a platform for it. I wouldn't be playing things like your Counter-Strikes and your Dota 2s and stuff like that on it, which I think part of them tried to sell on it or show on it.
And you see mouse heavy, you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, anything that's too mouse heavy. But I've seen some really cool things you can do with it. It looks like something cool just to hang out and be on the couch or in bed and stuff and playing games. But yeah, overall, I think I'm a bit more positive on it. I think at the time, maybe when they announced it, it seemed like a weird pipe dream that kind of fit in with the likes of Stadia and stuff like that. But to see how it's going, to see the positive reception of it, I think there is. Yeah, it's in a lot more better place now from my point of view.
Ash, do you have any thoughts on the old?
I would like one. I don't really need one, but it would be nice. So Valve took us up here in Australia.
You're giving out like
did you see they
gave out more?
Consumer laws are like difficult to deal with because they required you to like treat customers with respect. But
that's bullshit.
Come on,
how dare? Yeah, I'm hoping like obviously you can import one and pay $1 million if you want, but like you're paying like nearly double. I feel by the time you import one, so it's really not worth the effort.
I mean, it'll probably be the same price when it eventually gets here, but at least you know where all the money's going.
Well, I assume because I think if you look at the price and do like a straight conversion, it's like for this lower end model, I think it comes out like say like 860 Australian or something like that. So it'll probably be 1,000 Australian. Like let's be real, it'll probably be like 999 or some shit.
That into partial of a graphics card at this point, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Microsoft might buy Activision Blizzard. On January 18th, 2022, Microsoft moved to acquire Activision Blizzard for $16 billion. The deal has been halted by the FTC, the United States agency tasked with enforcing antitrust law. While other regulatory agencies worldwide have been reportedly looking closely at the deal, the FTC seems especially worried about Microsoft's hand in, quote, subscription content and cloud gaming business, end quote. In other words, they seem to be worried about console-exclusive games as they are about the over-dominance of Xbox Game Pass. How are we feeling about, do you feel like this is actually going to go through next year? Like, it's actually going to finally close? Like, what are we...
I'm pretty positive about it. I don't think Microsoft would have even gone into this endeavor without them thinking that the likelihood of it achieving was very high. Even if the FTC, I think they had to go into this expecting the FTC to do something. I think they would be very short-sighted and short-minded if they hadn't done that. So to see them approach it, I think they have a good case of showing their goodwill in other assets of their business in terms of stuff like making Office available on Mac products and the compatibility they've done across it, the work they've already done to make sure that games are multifaceted and multi-platform. I think I think this is just another hurdle that they have to go over. And I think there will be some concessions, like some written, like kind of more legally binding promises to make sure Call of Duty stays on PlayStation, just to keep PlayStation to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think eventually it will go through.
Ash, look like you've got something to say.
Oh, I think eventually it'll go through, but yeah, I think like Kieran said, there'll be a lot of concessions. Possibly, Activision might have to sell off some assets, much in the way that when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they had to sell off a bunch of TV networks and that kind of stuff that were attached to the company, or like Fox overall. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a situation like that. Microsoft is too big for this not to go through. I think that's what it comes down to. They got too much money and too much power to be stopped, really. This it. If they want something, they'll do whatever they have to get it. So, which isn't a great thing for the future of video games. Am I right? Yeah. Good old Sony, the underdog. Fighting against the good fight against.
Fuck off! You could take Sony's dick out of your mouth. And
So.
EA and FIFA are no longer partners. In what might have been the last of the biggest news of 2022, was it December? No, I feel like it was earlier.
No,
like it was like
it's
October.
Got to be.
Surely.
It's got to be earlier than that. No, because it was before FIFA even launched.
Yeah. Anyway, earlier this year.
Before this year's FIFA. It was like August. It was either July or August.
Yeah. Earlier this year, FIFA and EA announced that the nearly 30 years of partnership have come to an end. For as long as there have been FIFA games, EA has been the one to publish and develop them. The cause for the split seems to have been the $1 billion price tag for the 4-year concession of FIFA's name. Vitally, the presence of football teams with player likeness isn't part of the deal discussed here. Ash, do you feel like this has turned out as big a news story as we thought it was going to be, or?
Not yet. I think this will be a big story in 2023. Yeah. When EA Football EA,
Club,
EA Sports, EA Club FC or something like that.
FC or something like that? Yeah.
It comes out and we're like, oh, this doesn't feel right, And, it's interesting. Obviously, this is the last year of the deal. The FIFA World Cup is currently running in FIFA. And it's like a great implementation. It feels like the final hurrah for like FIFA being mentioned in FIFA, And then I guess we see what happens with the FIFA license. Are they going to hand it to like some upstart company? Are they going to go? Would they go over to Konami and like, hey, Pro Evo, do you want to take this FIFA license? I don't think anybody else would pay $1 billion over 4 years for the license, though. So I think whatever they do, they're going to be paying considerably less, getting much less than they would have been getting from EA, I would imagine.
I don't feel like surely it's not worth it.
Yeah. And I don't think sales-wise, if I had to guess right now, if those two games were to go head-to-head, I think consumers are smart enough to know the EA game is the one that they want to be playing.
Yeah.
Just because all the streamers, all the community is going to stick around with the EA version of the game.
Yeah.
Even though they all hate EA.
I don't know if they will.
I don't think they'll swap over purely because it's not called FIFA.
It's in the game.
You know what I mean? It's in the game. And also, we don't know. It'll be completely I suspect it'll be a brand new team working on the FIFA, and it's not going to be great out of the box. Version 1.
Gotta have some belief,
I don't think FIFA 2024 is going to be better than FIFA 2023.
The thing is though, I think the general public will buy FIFA 2024, not understanding that there has been a change. I think the general people who go into your brick and mortars that you're such a fan of, and they go and pick up their games, will look at and say, "Oh, FIFA! Well, give me FIFA, bro! I want FIFA! Give me FIFA!" And they'll just grab FIFA.
No, but then they'll have smart people who work in the brick and mortar stores, who actually care about video games. Tell them, no, you want to play EA FC.
No, you don't.
Because that's that's the game that you've been playing all these years. That's the actual FIFA. This is the knockoff version with the same name. That's the skin, fake skin body version.
I doubt that's going to happen.
I don't know. The people who work in brick and mortar stores are very, good at their jobs.
The thing is, I don't think that's, from a business point of view, that's not good at your jobs because you're talking them out of purchasing something and
buying something else.
Yeah, but you're just going to be left with a whole bunch of stock or something that your employees keep telling them not to buy. Like, that's bad business.
I don't know. If someone comes in and wants to buy Battlefield and they think they want to buy Battlefield, but what they really want to buy is Call of Duty, do you think they're not going to point them in the direction of Call of Duty?
Why would they if they want to buy Battlefield?
Because then they'll come back and return it and get the other thing when they realize it's not the thing they want. You're just saving yourself effort.
You just said that they want Battlefield, though. You're not going to be like, no, you don't want
Battlefield.
It's not. No, it's not. Jamie, it's not your job there to correct somebody and be like, your opinion's bad of what you want. This is what you actually want. That's not what they do.
You don't know what people in retail are like. You know, they're dumb. They don't know what they want. Back me up, Dylan.
Dylan, as a salesperson in an industry, if somebody was like, "Hey, I want to buy this thing," would you be like, "No, don't buy this thing. You want this thing over here"?
Yes, but I think it's different.
It's different because there would be certain deals that you're getting better money on.
Well, no,
like that,
because like if someone's like, for example, like this literally happened recently. But this is very different between Call of Duty. This is what I'm saying. It's like a very different example when you're talking Call of Duty to Battlefield. My example is someone the other day is like, I think I want this oven, just a ceramic cooktop. And I said, I think you want an induction one. No, we don't want to pay more. They had 2 kids with them. I said, you sure you don't, do you know the benefits in the induction cooktop? And they said, no. And I explained, it's got the cool to touch. And that's like a lot better for kids because they're not going to burn themselves. And they said, that sounds fantastic. I didn't know that was a thing. So that's like part of the job is to educate and point people towards the better products for them. But I feel like that's a lot different than just someone trying to buy fucking Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Someone coming in and said, I want the very popular first-person shooter. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's something with a Battlefield in it. You're like, no, you want Call of Duty.
Yeah. All right, last
the one that's just released, not the one from 2005.
Fucking hell.
Or Battlefield 5, you know?
GTA 6 was the biggest leak in recent memory. GTA 6 might have been the victim of the biggest leak in video games, perhaps second only to the Half-Life 2 leak, which isn't saying little. Blah, 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 blah. The leak that was published online in September 2022 amounted to a staggering 3 gigabytes of short gameplay sequences. Even though the version of GTA 6 present in the leaks is clearly an early build, some less than tech-savvy players assumed the footage was indicative of the final quality of the game. This sparked an interesting conversation about the secretiveness surrounding certain aspects of the games industry, and it is ultimately unlikely to damage a company as large as Rockstar. I still haven't watched any of this shit, but...
So, Goobastomp has missed, like, the biggest part of this and why it's the biggest story. It was because the game's code leaked. Like, the building blocks...
right?
Yeah, somebody stole it and leaked it out there. Like, it is the building blocks of the game. It's not just a couple cutscenes of showing what the game is and stuff like that. It is the core of the game, which is what companies have to protect and what companies have to legalize and encrypt and bury so much of to protect their games. It's monumental in how far it would have set GTA 6 back, because Rockstar has to go into this and go, okay, are we rebuilding this entire code and changing this code? Are we going to have to start from scratch again on this game that we are already X amount of months or years into development? Like, it's such a big and monumental leak. Yeah, it puts into the conversation of protection and the sources and that kind of side of leaks and people giving credit to leaks and how sites like 4chan and Reddit play into leaks. But it's like the main chunk of this was GTA 6 is code. Like, this I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see GTA 6 for a year or two more than what Rockstar had originally expected now because of this leak.
Yeah. No, that's the code part, I guess, is the... I don't remember. So it's like it got brought by one person. I have no idea if we know what that person is like or what they've said they're going to do with it, or like, I don't know. Maybe it was an undercover Rockstar agent and they brought it back. I don't know.
Potentially.
Maybe they finally released Agent.
The problem is the problem is The problem is with that is any company doesn't want to buy it, even if they've done it secretly. Yes, any company doesn't want to buy it because you then set the precedent.
You've wasted
People
money.
can steal stuff from.
Well, you don't want to admit
and
that you've brought it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Undercover, maybe.
Potentially.
Because if you admit you do it, then yes, you set the precedent. Any thoughts on the leak stuff, Ash?
I mean, it was crazy when it happened, but it's kind of unfortunately a common occurrence in the industry. Like people are just looking for that information and willing to do whatever it takes to get it to like be first and get internet clout. So, yeah.
You see, the Snitch has retired. Everyone, as a side note, wrapping up.
Really,
the Snitch on Twitter leaked a bunch of stuff.
I did see that actually.
They've retired from leaking. I like how people
all snitches have retired.
Yeah, all snitches have retired. But yeah, the Snitch on Twitter retired. So all these big leakers, they're hanging up they're leaking hats, All right, let's move into what we've been playing for fun time in 2022. I'm going to kick things off with Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. So finish this. I'll have a review of it, but I honestly can't decide what I'm going to give it at this stage because I got to really think about it. But so I love this game. Put that out of the head. This was like really, really good game. I have super fond memories of playing this on the PSP when it originally released. I always thought, I went into this going, is replaying this going to ruin my memories of this game? Because especially the ending of this game and like the last like sort of half hour, 45 minutes, I had always had in my head as some of the most like greatest like video game moment shit ever. Not ruined. Still sad as fuck. Still this like fantastic ending to a game. Most of this, I'm really surprised how well this game turned out, I guess, of two minds. It is a PSP game, which means there's a lot of stuff in here that just transferred over into a full console release is a bit weird. There's some other stuff that just holds up fantastically, which is the story and like just the general beats of the story and the stuff happening in the missions. But even the gameplay, like, so for people who don't know, this is a prequel to, it's set before the events of Final Fantasy VII. You play as a different character, but you play as Zack. But I'm trying to not say stuff for spoiler reasons. That's the other weird thing about this game. After the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm like, this game doesn't tie into that anymore with how that game ends. So that's a whole different like can of worms. Anyway, but you play as him, so it's a third-person action game. It's not turn-based, and how it works is you basically just attack enemies, like hack away. So sort of like Kingdom Hearts, I guess. Like, you can press the LR buttons to sort of rotate between like activating like using your potions and that sort of stuff. You can hold down, I think it's L1 or L2, something like that and then you can use, you can assign like 4 hotkeys to magic attacks or like a cure spell or something like that. And then constantly, the gimmick of this game is constantly in the top left-hand corner, it's always rolling like a slot machine thing. I guess it's like 3 symbols. And if they match up like certain characters, depending on your relationship with them and stuff, you'll like trigger a limit break, or so if you get like a bunch of Arifs, you'll trigger like a healing spell from her. But that's also how you summon in this game. Like you get 3 Ifrits in a row and you'll like summon. So it's like a randomized element to a degree to the gameplay. Gameplay is still really fun. It's simple but fun. Story's fantastic. It looks really, really good. Like obviously this is a PSP game. It's not like remade from the ground up, but it's like sort of somewhere in between. It's not just a gloss over HD remaster because it wouldn't look this good. It is surprisingly good looking. Like I got a screenshot of where I stuck Zack in a corner so I could get the camera to do that weird thing where like forcibly zoom in because there's no like photo mode in this game. And I was like, fuck, his face looks good. Like like this is the resolution on this thing. So the only downside to the game is because it was designed as a PSP game that you would obviously play on the go for shorter bursts and sessions. You have to, a lot of the game, especially if you want to like grind up a few levels before you go do the next main story mission, is you'll go do these side missions, and the side missions can last, they're very short. They're usually like 30 seconds, a minute, like something like that. Obviously that was designed around a PSP, but sitting at home and like just grinding through some of those for even 10 minutes or so, they're just boring. Like they're not There's nothing to them. Like, it definitely worked at the time in the PSP. I understand why it's there. It works very well on a handheld, but that's the only downside to this game. There's like 300 of these fucking side missions in this game, which, yeah. Again, on PSP, when I was playing this in high school, and I was doing some of these missions, like every now and then, like in class in the back of the room, like, great. That's fantastic. Like, let me level up and unlock everything in this game. When I'm playing at home, I'm like, oh, this is so tedious. But yeah, I think it's a really great game that a lot of people didn't play because of the fact that it was on PSP. It's probably one of the best Final Fantasy stories. I don't know if it's like one of the best games because, again, the gameplay is like, it's good, but it's not like as good as a lot of other ones. But it's definitely one of the best Final Fantasy stories and one of the best written Final Fantasy games that you'll ever play. It's hard for me to suggest playing this if you only started playing it remake though, just because this story does not line up with what's doing in remake.
I still think it's a good idea to play this even with remake, because you then have the context of what the storyline actually is. So when you play remake 2 or whatever the fuck it's going to be called going forward, you understand where the differences are in the game and where the differences have come through from Crisis Core.
Good work though.
I think it'd be like playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, but without having the knowledge of Final Fantasy. So you kind of miss a lot of that, all the shit is changing and is different and is not the same and all that explanation. I think having this as contextual information, I think is really good. And it's an amazing fucking story, so people should, I fully think even if it doesn't tie into remake, it's still well worth picking up and playing.
Remember the first time I played this, like, because I'd already played Final Fantasy VII, you like reach a certain point in this story, like where you're like, oh fuck, it's about to happen. Like, I know what we're up to a certain point. Like, we're up to like such a big moment of the story of Final Fantasy VII, and I'm about to see it happen in real time. And just like you sort of dread it. It's like the thing. It like does such a big job of building up the dread around this particular moment. So, I don't know, Ash. You're like, obviously you never played the original. Like, have you looked at this and thought like, I wouldn't mind playing this? Or
yeah, I mean, it's possibly like down the road. I'm not like dying to go pick up a copy. So, but yeah, I mean, knowing that it's quite a bit shorter than in Final Fantasy VII, and like obviously there's some story content that you would think would carry over. Has me intrigued. Obviously graphically it looks pretty good, but it's interesting to see some of the comments people have made about it, and like a lot of the dialogue. I think it's been something that's come up regularly. Yeah, just how it is quite different to when it was on the PSP and you're just reading it. When people are actually saying some of the dialogue out loud.
Because it's all voice acted now. So
yeah.
Well, I guess the only point against that is, look, Final Fantasy's dialogue's never been amazing. There's the fucking laughing scene from Final Fantasy X.
Hi.
You're like, this is it's beautiful, and as a Final Fantasy fan, it's iconic, but at the same time, really bad.
All right. Let's go with you next, Ash. Just so I'm not talking about two things, bro. Vampire Survivors. You've been playing some.
I've been playing Vampire Survivors. I've heard people like this game. So I started playing it on my phone.
So you're playing the version that not everyone loves, but that's, Do you want to explain what the game is?
I started playing it on my phone and was like, oh yeah, this is amusing. This is, obviously it's actually really simple. So you're just a character. It's a roguelike auto attack. You kind of start with a different character who has like a certain set of stats. You collect gold and gems, which give you experience, which obviously lets you level up, lets you get different weapons and attachments and power ups and that kind of stuff. And then you're just trying to take out as many enemies as possible, build up your rank, and then obviously you get collectibles throughout it, and you like build up in the menu. You can get a bunch of other power ups and unlock different weapons and characters and all this stuff. So I'm playing on my phone. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is just like another mobile game that I've just downloaded at random. So I hadn't realized I'd been playing Vampire Survivors this other rip-off game of Vampire Survivors.
Is it actually a rip-off? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Like a bad rip-off.
It's exactly the same format. I mean, it's not a bad rip-off. I mean, but exactly the same mechanics and it's just reskinned. Pretty much. So like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder how this plays like on an actual like PC. It's like, what's the difference, between the mobile version and
It's on Game Pass, right?
It's on Game Pass, so I'm like, oh, I'll just install it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've lost several hours to Vampire Survivors on PC. So, yeah, very simple, but very addictive. Just there's like a massive checklist of tasks to do that is very rewarding to like mentally check them all off, or mentally attempt to check them off each run, and like, yeah, each run can last. Like, obviously, it's got a timer running. Like, the first couple of runs, it's like, you're lucky if you get to 10 minutes. And then, like, some runs you get over 30. It's like, wow. Slaughtering all these creatures. And it's very simple. All you're really doing is moving the joystick around and, like, positioning yourself wherever's the best place to get to the other enemies, and then making decisions about which weapons you want to select, and then which weapons you, down the line, want to merge so they become more powerful and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's quite addictive. It's like there's that one more run element to it, and then just mixing it up with all the different characters they've got, which are there's nothing super fantastic about any of the characters or anything. There's no plot or story or anything, other than you're looking for some sort of vampire, I guess, because there's like a coffin at each level that you have to find. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's like kind of like a zone out kind of thing at the moment between different games I'm playing. So,
Kieran, you've been playing the next gen update for The Witcher 3.
I have indeed. I was playing today. I'm going very
what
far
does
into it.
Geralt look like in that bathtub?
Even more handsome.
What's the water? Is it clearer?
More. It is clearer, but you can't see anything, and it's still a little bit hazy. No, it is. I still haven't played more of it, but the game just feels overall better. I think it plays more smoothly. It feels better in general. There's not as much kind of staggered animations or kind of weird load times or anything like that. The game feels smooth. They've not only updated the visuals and brought the visuals to kind of full light onto the console, but also incorporated a lot of mods that players were putting onto the PC. They've incorporated that in general to the game. I think it's a fantastic time to jump back in and play more of The Witcher. It's a free next gen upgrade. It's not like you have to go out and pay for it. No, it's great overall from what I've played from it so far.
Now, do you think you're actually going to finish The Witcher?
Well, I was thinking about that. I have a week off coming up, but before I dig too far into The Witcher, I have a list of other games that I've put a decent amount of time into that I just haven't finished.
Do you have your list? Did you do your whiteboard again, or what'd you do?
I haven't done my whiteboard in again, but I was mentally going through that I need to finish Ragnarok because I still haven't finished off Ragnarok yet.
How far do you get without spoilers? Do you know? I can't.
I am the open world section of the day and night place.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that at the time when I stopped last. Midnight Suns, which was another game I've put. Both those games I've easily put like 30 hours into and then just not gone back to yet. So Midnight Suns, I need to finish off the story of Midnight Suns. Ragnarok, I'm still iffy if I'm going to finish off Callisto Protocol. At least those two, because I think those two are very high caliber, and then look around to see what else I want to play. And it's most likely The Witcher will be, while I've got a bit more time before games start coming out. Do I want to finish it? Yes. Am I going to finish it? I don't know. But I hope so.
Yeah.
Actually, the main thing is I want to finish it, but I also want to dive into the expansions because I've heard endless good things about both the expansions that came out.
Yeah, that's the one thing I feel bad about. The one everyone loves, Blood and Wine. I started, but I only got like an hour in, and I've never gone back to. So.
Yeah.
The only other thing I've started playing just before recording is I put about 45 minutes into High on Life. That's the game from Justin Roiland.
Squanch Games?
And Squanch Games, yeah. The game where your gun talks. I guess that's the easiest. Your gun's just like, Rico! Whatever. It's just fucking Justin Roiland just screaming at you. It tickles my funny bone. I don't know. I've seen everyone give it from 4, this game fucking sucks, to 8s with hilarious. I love it. Like, so it's sort of all over the place. I mean, it is from the outset. It's like, if that Justin Roiland type of humor doesn't work for you, this game is not going to be for you, because it is literally, this gun does not shut the fuck
Rick
up.
And Morty.
Yeah, it literally. Yeah.
It is Rick and Morty. There is a setting actually to make the gun shut the fuck
in
up.
options. You can turn the gun. Yeah, you can make it
to only talk when there is important story moments.
When it's necessary, so it won't like just jibber jabber away, sort of. While going, but I mean, yeah. So in the story, I guess for people who want to know, like, how does this happen? Is she's playing as like a teenage kid. The game starts. You're playing a video game, and then you come out, and his sister snorts cocaine because I don't know, and she's like, "Yeah, our parents are gone. Like, fuck you, let's have a great time." And then they go outside. They're gonna go get some party supplies or some shit, and then an alien mothership shows up, and then some alien dies and disappears, and then you go and save him, and like the gun's there, and he's like, "Oh, remove my inhibitor chip," and then he throws up on your face. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I had to do that so you could understand me." And he's like, "Your player's fucked. It's about to die." So then you're like, this teleporter thing appears, and you go take it, and then you stick it into your microwave in a house. And then your house becomes able to travel through space, and then you travel to some space planet, and then you're on a mission to, I don't know, stop the bad guys or some shit. I don't know. It's a wild game so far. So do you have any interest in playing this, Kieran? Or?
I'm already playing this.
Oh, did you? Okay, you didn't.
Yeah. I played this. I played like the first hour and a half. Like I've done like the first. Up until like the second or the first new planet.
I'm only just going to the first planet after after you get the suit or whatever.
Oh, you have to get the suit and stuff. So I've already done. No,
I've done the suit. I'm now going. I've just got to like the next part after the suit.
Okay. So like the Care Bear planet, which is not a spoiler because they're in the trailer.
Yeah.
There's Care Bears there, but yeah. So I'm roughly there somewhere. I think it's good, but at the same time, it has the same problem for me that I have with the Rick and Morty content, which is I wouldn't be able to play this game for a long period of time in a row because eventually I would just get my fill of it, or it's almost like you're eating a very rich chocolate cake where it's like, man, the first like slice is really good, but if you have to keep eating more like the kid out of Matilda, it's not going to go well. I think the writing is good. I think it looks amazing. You know what? I actually think this game looks amazing. This game looks stunning in some ways. Like walking around the initial kind of hub area, I literally was like, this place looks like it was ripped out of Cyberpunk in some ways.
I think that planet you go to, the first one, is they're like, "Welcome to Right City," or like it's. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a rip on Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. But no, it's fun. The first gun making you have to reload it like you're
jerking
pulling
off
the skin back on a flaccid, uncircumcised penis is quite funny.
Yep.
And the little bit of goo that comes out every time, it's like, it's written really well. But yeah, I think it is one of those things where after, I think I played for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours the first time I played it. And I was very much not over the comedy, but I was very much like, okay, I'm done for now. I don't need to listen to this more just yet. It is surprisingly good though, and I think especially what helps it even more is that it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, this is 100% a perfect Game Pass game.
Yeah, it's a perfect Game Pass game. It plays interestingly. It's a very basic first-person shooter.
Yeah. I like like how the tutorial for this game is built into the game the kids play at the start, which is like the Doom ripoff or whatever.
Yes.
But sometimes it's just the simple jokes that make me laugh in these games, because there's a part there is like, he's like, press X to jump. You probably already know this. It's the sequel to the game because you're playing like Dude Bro Shooter fucking 2 or some shit.
Yeah.
And then you get to the next section. He's like, all right, here comes up to the double jump section. It's a new mechanic we've added for this game. And like, of course, you go to jump and you press X in the air and you're like, fuck, the double jump didn't work. And the calculator before he's like, oh, these fuckers, they forgot to put the double jump in. All right, just no, never mind, just crouch. Like,
just crouch. You can crouch.
Is it crouch still?
And even stuff like there's abilities that each of the guns have or get, and you can use them freely out of combat. But once you're in combat, the explanation is, oh, I'm a bit embarrassed and nervous when enemies are around, so it takes me a bit longer to get it back. And there's just explanations and in-world, and it's a very self-aware game.
I tried
Yeah,
to shoot like civilians in the first planet. He's like, can you just stop shooting people? You're fucking maniac. Stop trying to kill people.
Yeah, no, it is. It's fun. It's just it's, as I said, it's not something I could sit and just binge for 10 hours at a time. I know the game probably isn't that long, but
no, apparently
I
it's not
wouldn't
that
be
long.
able
So.
to do. Yeah.
The funniest thing too is just that, like, it's like 60 gig or something because of the fact that I guess there's like a shit ton of voice lines in the game, and obviously that's like a lot of data voice lines. And then B, they've like hidden 3 movies in here with movie commentary and whatever else. It's like some dumbass reason, but I don't know. Funny. All right, let's move into the final topic for the year and this episode. As per usual, I want to run down a list of games coming in the following year and just just stop on the ones that we care about. Let's talk about those. But I'm reading off a list from Gamespot. They've just got sort of outlined here. I'm just going to read through them all and then give you a hot second to chime in and say I care about this or don't care about this, and I'll stop on the ones I care about. But otherwise, let's go through and see if let's find some stuff that we can all get excited about. So start in January. One Piece Odyssey, A Space for the Unbound. Now this one I do care about. This was in the Nintendo Direct like a month or so ago. It's like it reminded me of like a Ghibli's or an anime like slice of life sci-fi sort of plot thing, I think is how I was like describing it at the time or talking about it. So I'm keen to get started on that one. Then we've got Colossal Cave, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable come out on like, I don't know, everything. Yeah. Fire Emblem Engage. So that's the new Fire Emblem, comes out January 20th. We already know DLC's coming, in case you missed that. Forspoken, January 24th. Now, Ash, I know we spoke about it on Plat, but for the sake of this podcast, obviously, I gave my thoughts on I played the demo and stuff, but we'll talk about like how people's opinions have been a mix and stuff. With a week sitting on it now and just more varied opinions out there, like you were the person who was excited for this. So, like, how are you feeling about Forspoken coming into January?
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think, of course, the demo I don't think has like the lead in, like the tutorial and all that kind of story context. And from what I understand from a lot of the different previews, that there's a lot of interesting elements of the combat and that kind of stuff that will grow as the game goes on. So, yeah, I'm, like I said, cautiously optimistic about Forspoken.
Yeah, I'm still cautiously optimistic after playing it. I fully understood even without having to be told, because I could just tell by fucking playing it. It wasn't a good example of how the actual game will work. But it's you're basically a spellcaster, so this is the spell casting game I can get excited and care about for 2023. So that's like you literally just have a bunch of spells you unlock and level up, and you can combine them.
It's the game about magic that you care about this year. Yeah,
it's Forspoken. So. Then we got Warlander, Oddballers, Dead Space. Of course, I'm excited. Dead Space remake just went gold like a week or so ago. Kieran, after the whole thing of Callisto Protocol and all that sort of stuff, are you just a lot more excited for this remake now?
100%. I think it is. I was hoping Callisto Protocol was going to be the thing that gave me this feeling, that gave me what I wanted from Dead Space. And it's funny because it's like, no, just go get it from Dead Space.
Yeah, just get it from Dead Space.
Just go get it from Dead Space. Go get the remaster. Enjoy that experience again. I think it comes out at a great time. Like the only thing in January that's probably going to pull me away from it is Forspoken, just to give Forspoken a try. But yeah, I think it's in such a good place, and I think it's a great game that you could easily knock over a weekend and fully enjoy the experience again.
Yeah, it's like an 8-hour game. So whatever.
Pardon?
It's like 8 to 12 hours, I guess, depending on.
Yeah, it's not long. It's it's a good length for a weekend.
Yeah. Super keen for that one as well. Of course, can't wait to go back to Dead Space. Is one of my favorite games. So keen. Then we have, so that's January 27th. Then January 31st, we have Season, A Letter to the Future. Talked about playing the demo for this one recently on Platinum Explosion as well. It's like you're like leaving a commune village sort of thing. I don't really know the exact terminology they use in the game, but you're leaving on a bike, trip around, you go take some photos, explore the world for the first time. Beautiful art style. Had some trouble at the studio. We talked about that on Plaid a couple times, but I'm still keen. I'm still keen to learn and hopefully get my hands on that one. Superfuse, then into February. Deliver Us Mars. Clash, Artifacts of Chaos. Hogwarts Legacy. How do we think this is? How do we think this is going to go? How do we think this is going to go? When it releases,
it's going to do so well.
I think it It sucks. I think it looks really fucking good.
Yeah,
I think it looks
so good,
fuck.
especially the stories this week where it turns out you can torture and murder other students in the game.
Yeah.
Look, that part I was like, okay, guys, let's go a bit too far. That's a bit weird.
That's what we wanted to focus our marketing on.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah, everybody read those books because they sided with Voldemort. He was a real protagonist of those.
Yeah, obviously I don't care about, I'm not going to play this game, but I'm like interested to see how things start happening. So, as we get closer, the discussion around the game's only going to get more and more.
I think it's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be...
I think it's going to be disappointing because I think the game is going to be successful.
Oh yeah, the game's going to be... it's not going to bomb.
I think the game's going to be successful, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that had their hearts set on being like, we are empowered because we have voiced our opinions, we voiced our problems with this game, and then people are going to be like, oh, well, we didn't get heard and we haven't achieved what they wanted to achieve out of it.
I don't think there's any guarantee this game's going to be good.
No, I don't.
I don't know. I never said it was going to be good. I just think it's going to be successful.
Yeah,
okay.
I think
you said it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good, but,
I think it looks bad, personally. Thoughts aside from the political thing, I think the game looks I think the game looks mediocre. Let me take that back. I think the game looks mediocre.
I mean, it looks like any other open world game we've had in the last 10 years, so. Just with robes.
Wanted Dead. Blanc came for that. That's the... Fuck, what's it?
That's
the deer thing.
Wolf, no, the deer and the wolf thing.
Deer and the wolf. Yep. Co-op thing, black and white, monochrome, art style thing. We're on this adventure. You play it online or with someone and you don't get to talk and you just have to communicate via wolf noises. Keen. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. This is perfect for the Switch for me. I don't know if I will actually play it, but it's the Final Fantasy music game, so... It's going to have a fuck ton of tracks too. They talked about how they're going to add to it over time. And,
well, there's 16 games worth, so...
Yeah, so...
16 games plus.
Yeah, then Kingdom Hearts, whatever else. Tales of Symphoria Remastered. In a wild time would I have time to play that. Talking about Wild Hearts comes out February 17th. Of course, I talked about this. This is the EA Originals, Koei Tecmo.
It's EA's Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it's EA's Monster Hunter. I really liked what I played. I thought it was easy, a lot more accessible Monster Hunter game, if that's a genre that you have always wanted to step into, but just being no, it's too complicated. Wild Hearts could be it. I'm still keen to learn and get my hands on that because I quite enjoyed what I was playing. So, especially once you started comboing off abilities and you're playing with a bunch of other people, it was pretty fun. So, keen. Atomic Heart even. Like a Dragon Ishin. I want to. All the Yakuza games at the moment, I still, in the back of my mind, would like to do my Yakuza thing.
One day.
One day. But Like a Dragon Ishin doesn't really ruin that because it's the spin-off, the... Oh, yeah,
this is the
old time one, whatever, the feudal Japan one.
The Ronin?
Ronin time?
Feudal Japan, that's the
Feudal
word.
Japan, yeah.
Late Edo period.
There you go, late Edo. Because they got guns. But they fire one bullet and you spend half an hour reloading it, so...
Yeah.
That sort of level.
Or muskets.
Yeah. This is the one that came out in Japan. They never released it.
Never came out, yeah.
Because they said that, surely Western audiences don't care about this time period.
Westerners don't care about samurais and Japanese people.
Yeah. And then Ghost of Tsushima came out and they were like, fuck.
Oh, shit. We fucked up. We could have had this... Sure, there's been a bunch of Samurai Warrior games released every...
Yeah. But not done as well as Ghost of Tsushima stuff.
Yeah.
Consbosius High. I don't know. Anyway, a bunch of PSVR titles. Let's just throw that out here now. February 22nd.
PSVR 2, you mean?
PSVR 2 comes out. A bunch of PSVR 2 games come out, including, of course, Horizon Call of the Wild, which is our current, like, sort of flagship title. What did I say? Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild. I've got my pre-order down. I'm very excited. Obviously, coming into 2023, that's one of my really anticipated, I guess, because the release of like a new console, which PSVR 2 is, it's a console, right? That's like exciting. It's only a couple months away. Like having a big event like that to look forward to. Well, it's sort of got something coming up in both ends because I get really. I've got The Last of Us HBO, which we've spent a year talking about on Plight, finally happening next month in January. So that's really exciting. That's my big event happening in January. And then a month later, like after that, 4 weeks after that starts, I've got the release of PSVR 2. I'm like, fuck, everything's happening. It's all coming up. Millhouse.
Interesting. I can still pre-order a PSVR right now.
Yeah, they probably sold out in America though. At least people were tweeting. I don't know if they added more. So
what it's saying is we could sell out copies to Americans.
Maybe we should.
Just need to find an adapter code. Oh no, there's no PowerPoint. They're plugged straight into the PlayStation.
It's plugged straight in the console here. Still not going to get one, I assume, Ash? Like at this stage?
Not currently.
No, that's fine. I assume, Kieran, you don't care about PSVR 2?
I'm tempted.
Whoa.
I'm very tempted to buy it. Like, I was looking when the...
All right, everybody tweet out how much you're loving Horizon Call. Call them out.
I just tweet out now, this shit's the best. The future of VR.
No, the thing was the problem with the Horizon, which I think is like shied me away from at least that game for VR, was the price tag when that got announced for it was insane.
But you just buy the bundle.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
You just buy they've got a bundle. You can buy PSVR by itself.
Yeah, so just tweet at your boy Ringo, PSVR 2, it feels so good.
I got it for Christmas already.
It's game changer.
Oh my god.
Don't miss out on this experience.
You know what my problem is? My problem with VR is I've never used... I can't even remember. I think I used VR once at PAX, and I'm worried that...
Have you never played Beat Saber?
No, I've never played Beat Saber.
You've never had any VR stuff, right? Yeah.
I've never had any VR, like physically, that I can touch. Yeah. My problem is spending this money and then either being bad with motion sickness or it not working very well with my glasses or without my glasses.
I wear glasses. Always.
Yep.
So that shouldn't be a...
Yeah, and this and it's just the thing, and I've got nobody...
You get a clip-on VRs.
There's just... Yeah, it's...
As for motion sickness, yes, you'll get motion sick, and then your brain has to adapt. But that's...
Yeah, okay.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
It's giving you a chance to evolve.
Yes, it is. I think the biggest thing that is enticing me about it compared to the PSVR 1 is not having the Move controllers and having proper looking VR controllers.
Controllers, adaptive triggers in them, haptic feedback in them, finger tracking. Oh.
Yeah, 100%. I think is the big thing.
Sends tingles down my body. Exciting times. This will be my third VR headset. Fourth.
The thing is, that was the thing. I think a couple of weeks ago I was looking at the Quest 2, just to be like, you know what, this is a little bit less of a commitment, and it's easier to, at least get and then be like, oh, okay, not for me. Then maybe buying PSVR 2.
Oh no, the price difference is only a little bit more, so by the time it comes out. But yeah, I'm very keen, obviously. Very, very, very keen. Digimon World Next Order, Blood Bowl 3, Company of Heroes 3, Sons of the Forest, Altalia Riza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key, Kerbal Space Program 2, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe comes out February 24th. I'm excited for that one. It's a Wii U game they're bringing across, but
a Wii game.
A Wii game was it? Sorry, I thought it was a Wii U game. But yeah, I'm keen after. I know it's I've never played this. This is one of those games that I remember when they announced, people were like, "Man, this game's a banger." No one played it. I'm like, yeah, no one played it because it was on the fucking Wii. That's why.
I mean, Wii was like the highest selling console of all time, so I don't know. But
okay. No one brought games for it though. They just played.
Nobody cared about Kirby till
they just played fucking bowling. Kirby was great this year. I don't want to talk.
Dude, I can't believe that Jeff Keighley made a Kirby joke about fitting stuff in his mouth. Or was that Bowser? It was either Keighley or Bowser. I was like,
someone did.
Lowbrow, mate. Lowbrow.
Yeah, we're above that here at the Exposure Network.
Fucking right, we are. Jesus Christ. I was about to say Octavia's Travelers. Like, I'm like, oh, shout out to Octavia Spencer. Octopath Traveler 2 comes to everything. Fucking hell. Scars Above. Destiny 2 Lightfall ends out February.
Not everything, by the way. Octopath Traveler is not on Xbox.
What is it? Oh, shit, it isn't.
It's not on Xbox.
Then we move into March. The day before. The Last of Us arrives on PC. Wolong Fallen Dynasty comes out March 3rd. Keen for this.
Is that the
This is the monkey
That's
game.
not the no.
That's not the Wukong game.
Oh, sorry, no, it's the Sekiro. No, I played the demo for it. It's the Souls-like, which I played the demo for.
Came out a
It's
while
the
ago.
new Team Ninja game.
Yeah, Team Ninja.
Is this the one that people were losing their minds about the gameplay trailer that came out, or is this a
No,
different
no.
one that just happens to be? No.
People played the demo for this, and I think the buzz was positive, mostly good, but it is just a Souls-like, but like with some slight twists and stuff like that. So I think it'll do good. Fatal Frame: Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Oni, Ride to the Mightiest. Oni. Skull and Bones, Ash. March 9th. You ready?
Oh man, it's crazy. You know, we could have been playing Skull and Bones right now. You know, but they delayed it to March 9th, and luckily, you know, it would. Thank God they didn't delay it to March 17th. That would have been hilarious. Can you imagine? We'll delay the game so we're away from God of War. Fuck. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
No.
Who would want to have a game out the exact same day as Star Wars Jedi Survivor? All right.
Not Peppa Pig World Adventure.
Same. I was going to say Peppa Pig's out, guys. Let's move out of the way of Peppa Pig. All right.
So yeah, Skull and Bones is March 9th. Then we've got Legend of Heroes: Trails of Zoo on March 14th. Then we've got Bayonetta. I don't know. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demons out March 17th. Of course, I'm excited for this.
Will we though?
Yes, it will. Peppa Pig World Adventure and Star Wars Survivor, Jedi Survivor, all also out on the same day. So you've got Star Wars, Peppa Pig, and Bayonetta. What a
trio.
mix! what a trio coming out on game stores that day. Who's
Bayonetta, Peppa Pig, and Carl walk into a bar.
Yeah, what a joke. Who's excited for Jedi Survivor?
Well, I think the trailer that they released as part of the Video Game Awards was great and showed that game stepping forward and moving forward with it. Do I finish the first game before it comes out? Maybe I should add that to my list of games to also finish. I might do that actually.
I swear,
I'm on the same list.
Switch it to fucking story mode, both of you.
Yeah.
Just bang through at least so you finish the story before this one. Jesus Christ.
Just have to do a recap video to see where I was up to.
Have a Nice Death comes out March 22nd. I'm excited for this one. It's a little Grim Reaper. Little Grim Reaper.
Grim Reapers.
I love the art style and the combat looks fast paced and stuff. It looks really good so far from what I've seen. Storyteller. Then we've got Resident Evil 4 Remake is out March 24th. Kieran, are you excited for the Resident Evil 4 remake?
Yes, I think it's weird. It feels like this is really late for Resident Evil. Like I'm so used to end of January, early Feb for Resident Evil remake games. So, no, I think it's going to be great. It's coming out at an interesting time, so I don't know if I'm just going to pick it up straight away or not, but most likely will. And I think Resident Evil 4 is the staple of Resident Evil games and really is why Resident Evil games are what they are today. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope it does as well as all the other remakes have so far.
Yeah. Crime Boss, Rocky City, that one we
AKA
saw.
90 stars get a paycheck.
Yeah, 90 stars get a paycheck. The game comes out on PC March 28th. I am not excited for this game, but I'm very keen to follow its news cycle.
Follow the story.
Follow the story. Yeah, that's how I feel about that game. Right? Hogwarts Legacy comes out on PS4 and Xbox One on April 4th as we move into April because the last gen or versions got delayed. The Switch version's even further away when eventually that comes up. Meet Your Maker. Then we got Processor of Elimination, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, God of Rock, Dead Island 2, April 28th. I'm really keen for this as someone who never actually played the first Dead Island, but like between the first trailer, which looks good, and then the most recent thing, I kind of like the lighter tone, like the like it's a fun vibe. It gives off a fun vibe.
If I was to describe Dead Island 1, it's with one word, it would be jank, because that game was janky as fuck. So maybe I am, because of that, I am a little bit more pessimistic or reluctant going into Dead Island 2.
That's fair. I do recall there was a lot of bugs and hearing about them. So, then we move into May. 2 releases so far just been scheduled. You got The Legend of Zelda Tears, apparently according to Jeff Keighley, of the Kingdom coming out May 12th. Anyone
Wasn't
excited
it
for
Tears, according to Jeff Keighley?
Can you say he said that's what I said, right?
No, he said Tears, and we were all like, "Wait, it's not Tears."
Yeah, it's Tears. Well, that's what he said. So we're
he said Tears, and it was very confusing because I was like, "No, it's Tears."
I thought it was Tears.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Is
we
way
sure?
better.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
he
you
said
just
Tears,
wait till there's a bunch of tears in the kingdom, then you'll be like,
because
this all
is
makes sense.
Well, it's very much like the kids' shampoo isn't no more tears; it's no more tears because it's not supposed to tear hair. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
They're tearing the kingdom apart.
Yeah.
Is anyone excited for Zelda?
Yes. Once again, another game that I've recently been watching like random speedruns of, and I'm like, "Fuck! I wish I'd played this game properly." And I should.
That's me. I never went back and finished it, but I've watched so many different, like, just had it on the background on Twitch or something like that. Like, I feel like I've seen the whole fucking game 2 times over. And it just obviously I wasn't. It just came out in the word where I picked Horizon, and by the time I tried to play it, I was just So, but I'm keen to hopefully get into this one properly. Yeah. So that's May 12th, and then on May 26th we have Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Ash, one of your most anticipated games of 2023, you reckon? Yeah,
definitely. Even though we still don't know exactly how it's going to play.
Yeah.
But, maybe that's the fun of it, Is it going to be more of a narrative-focused game, or is it going to be very much like the Arkham City games? I don't know. But I'm keen to find out. Obviously, we've only gotten small snippets of story stuff, but, all the characters look really cool, and it'd be cool to hear Kevin Conroy one last time.
I'm Batman. Moving into June, we got Street Fighter 6. And Diablo 4. Karen, you gonna dive into the depths of hell?
Yes, 100%.
Going to be playing Street Fighter 6. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
It's a hell level now.
Fighting games hell. No, I'm really excited. I'm really glad that there is a nice, healthy space between Diablo 4 and the next game to be released. Because if it was like Diablo 4 and the next game to be released, Final Fantasy 16 released within like kind of a small time frame, I probably wouldn't touch Diablo. So I'm excited to play Diablo.
16 days seems like enough time to get your Diablo 4.
Exactly, 100%. 60 days is perfect to be like, okay, I'm just gonna I will get through the story. I'll start doing higher difficulty runs, and then I'll be cool to jump into Final Fantasy, and then I can come back to Diablo later. Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's the perfect time for such a thing.
Yeah, I might. I enjoyed playing Diablo 4 on my PlayStation. I've never played a Diablo game on PC, so maybe this will be.
On PC. It's really good.
Yeah, maybe this will be my first PC Diablo.
Is it going to be a shop where I can put use real world money?
No, never again. Don't do it ever again. Shut the fuck up, Ash. Don't even give him ideas. It was such a terrible, the black market was the black market was such a bad.
No, it'll be fine. No, everybody has Game Pass. Get everything for free. So
all the League of Legends stuff is finally up on Game Pass.
Is it actually? I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, when it showed in the Game Awards, I was like, yeah.
Or earlier this week, whatever it was. No, last week by the time I listened to this. So that's June 6th. June 22nd, another game that Kieran's hinting about is Final Fantasy 16. Is this probably the game, the one that we're probably all equally the most excited about, do you feel? I feel like that's probably the game on this list. Like, we're all playing it, right?
I would say
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
I feel like it's one of the most must-play games for next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. And not only is it, it's a Final Fantasy mainline game, I think for me, the fact that
it's from
Yoshi
Creative
is-
Business Unit 2.
Isn't it Creative Business Unit 4?
Sorry.
CPU 4.
It's 4.
CPU
It's, don't give it to fucking number 2. But no, the fact that
double as
Yoshi B is working on it and how much even though I no longer play it, I have such a soft spot for Final Fantasy 14 story. I'm excited for this game, and I'm excited for what's to come of it. I think, for me, it's definitely my most anticipated game of 2023 so far.
Okay, definitely one of my most anticipated for sure. Anytime a new Final Fantasy out, that's a time to be excited. And I always get excited for a Final Fantasy, and then you play it and decide if it was good or not. But either way, even if it lets you down, Final Fantasy 15. I was like, fucking numbers, losing my mind. It was okay. I didn't love it or hate it. I don't have any strong memories. But I played it. I got the platinum. Whatever else, it was Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is just I'm committed for life at this point. I'll just play every Final Fantasy. And then we got a to be announced section. So a bunch of this stuff they haven't actually forgot to move out of the list, but I'll start going down it. So
List all these games.
Lift all the games.
List all the games.
Diamond.
1000 X Resist, a Bodic Factor, After the Fall, that's PSVR 2 game. After Us, Alan Wake 2. Yes. I would like to play an Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Yes. I still need to go back and I'm going to play, I brought it a year ago, and I still haven't done it. Remaster. Maybe they put the remaster out on PS5 and stuff. I want to still do, so I want to play that before this. I want to do that because I brought it. It was on sale, the remaster version, and I still want it. So I'll do an Alan Wake remaster playthrough before this comes out. Aliens Dark Descent. Angerfoot. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about that? I know you said when you were playing it at PAX Ash, you were you had to stop because you felt embarrassed, but
yeah, but in the comfort of my own home,
you feel okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It might, fuck.
Do you want to explain this game for people who are what the fuck's Angerfoot?
Angerfoot is imagine you're playing what's it called? The big Devolver game, the first one.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami, but in first person. But
Yeah.
you've also kicked people with your foot because somebody stole your shoes.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced game where you kick doors in and then kick people's faces.
Kick doors in, shoot people. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
It's Angerfoot. Another Crab's Treasure, Arcadian Atlas, Arc Riders, Arc 2. Shout out to my boy, Vinny D.
Vin D. Big year for the Vin D.
Big year. Fast X, Arc 2. Let's fucking go. Guardians 3. Around the Book of Heroes, Asuka. Assassin's Creed Mirage. How are we feeling about Assassin's Creed coming into with Mirage and
I'm excited. I think it's showing a lot more of a more focused Assassin's Creed game compared to what we've got in terms of these massive sprawling open worlds. I think I'm excited for it to go a bit more linear, a little bit more not linear but more focused in its game design, more story based, and excited to see not more story based. But just excited to see how this one plays out and what is the future of Assassin's Creed based on this game.
Yeah. I never finished Valhalla, but I'm still...
It was too fucking big.
It's too fucking
it's
big,
just
yeah.
it's disgustingly big. That and Odyssey, I know you finished Odyssey, but
yeah.
those two games, the maps are just to the point where you're like, fucking hell, okay, there's too much other shit to play.
Yeah. But I don't know how... I think I did Odyssey, obviously, in a dull period or something like that, because I think my save profile was some ridiculous thing, 90 hours or some fucking dumb number. So, to get the platinum as well. Atlas Fallen, Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora. Now, Ash, you and I have watched Avatar: The Way of the Water. I'm going to admit something. I suddenly care about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
I'm intrigued. This has me more intrigued now. Obviously, I think the key thing people are going to be asking now is, when is this game set?
Because they announced it like 10 years ago, so literally more than that probably.
But, if it's set after the events of Avatar 2, or the very start of Avatar 2, that could explain a little bit more about what potentially he could be doing in the game. But, yeah, it's definitely, I think, interest in Avatar is at the highest peak since probably the first film came out. So, really, it's kind of worked out probably for Ubisoft that they had to delay the game.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people will be wanting Avatar content potentially later this year.
Yeah, because the game's set in I know they've said this. Like, I don't think they've ever said anything about the story, but like the game is
play
set
as a Na'vi and embark on a journey across the western frontier and never before seen part of Pandora. Explore a living and reactive world inhabited by unique creatures and new characters. Push back the formidable RDA forces that threaten it.
So I was about to say, as far as I was aware, all we knew is it was set in an area that's not in the movies, which is a good idea. Like, I feel so. But having watched the movies, like just the thing that makes them so good on the rewatch of Avatar, like where I was like, actually, I don't hate this movie. It's fine. But the thing that's so good about it is the world. And then watching Avatar 2, the thing that's so good about Avatar 2 is still just the world and like just how interesting that is. So yeah, now I'm suddenly like, oh, I would actually like to explore the world. Do I care about the story? Whatever. It's a very interesting world to explore. Baldur's Gate 3, Kieran, is going to get its full release.
This has a date, so obviously it hasn't been updated. I'm excited, especially the not only looking into the character that was revealed at the end of the trailer, Minsk. Is
that the person that crawls out of the chest?
The person who falls out of the chest who's a ranger within the D&D.
Is he getting voiced by Matthew Mercer? Is that what
he
I
is
thought?
getting voiced by Matthew Mercer.
Big few months for Matthew Mercer.
Big year for Matty Mercer. He is on a roll.
Coming up, Mercer.
Yeah, he will be voicing Minsk for Baldur's Gate 3.
So is this a character that for D&D fan, like super fans, they were like they're supposed to know? Because that's what I was talking about when he came out of the chest.
I feel like it is, but I feel like it's a more dated character in many ways, and it's more closely connected to Baldur's Gate and the Baldur's Gate series, rather than your D&D icons such as like the characters of the Drist series, a little bit more iconic here. Yeah, yep. And the characters that he accompanied, who is probably a little bit more prominent in modern day D&D and pop culture in general.
Yeah.
But no, this should be fantastic. The early access was fantastic, and the only reason I haven't played more of it is just because I was like, I want the full release before I really dig into this with a proper character. I think Larian's done a fantastic job of constant content updates, of adding new classes, changing things, adjusting things. It's just, it's nice to see that the full release is coming out 2-3 years post its initial release.
Yeah, I'm keen to give a Baldur's Gate 3 a go as well. The only reason I just haven't bothered is because of the early access thing. And even the games I do care more about, I like the Hades and stuff, I'm still the same where I'm like, I'll play it for a little bit and then never touch it again. So a game I'm like, I kind of want to try. I'm probably not going to touch the early access. I'll just wait to the full thing. Banishers Ghost of New Eden, Bark Khan, Battlebit Remastered, Behemoth, Biogun, Black Myth Wukong. This is the monkey one.
This is the one I thought. Yeah.
So this
is going to be cool. I hope.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool.
Look, it could be cool, or it could just be like Crysis, where it's like it looks cool, but it plays, and you're like, oh, it's just.
I don't know. They've released so many like long gameplay videos at this stage, like and they always look so good. Like,
it does.
We talked about this obviously on Plat Ash, like when it was first revealed. Like, how do you want to play this, or do you like, nah, it's probably maybe a bit too hard, or?
No, I'm keen to give it a go. Yeah.
Do you guys think, so I guess this ties into this, but then also with other games coming out next year, like Forspoken and stuff, do you guys think this is the year that Unreal Engine 5 really kind of does its breakout year? It's being used in a lot more projects.
It'll have to be. I mean,
yeah.
The fact Fortnite only just updated is like, we're only just coming into the age of Unreal Engine 5. So, and by the way, Fortnite and Unreal Engine 5.
Amazing.
Really, really good. So, Blazing Strike, Blue Protocol, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Botany Manor, Boundary, Bounty Star, Bramble the Mountain King, Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, Capes, Chance Sinar, Cities VR, Enhanced Edition, not Space VR. Cocoon, Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. I want to be excited for this because I've always wanted to play Coffee Talk, but I still haven't got around to playing Coffee Talk. But,
yeah, you can't really be excited for something you haven't played the first episode of.
Every time I see this, I'm like, that makes me want to play
Once again, amazing Game Pass game.
Yes.
In terms of, like, once again, it's every time I look at my Game Pass.
But I want to play it on Switch because it's the kind of game I just prefer to lay in bed and play. Like,
yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, that's my sort of annoyance.
Put Game Pass on Switch already. Yeah. Come on.
Or give me a Steam Deck because I just play Game Pass on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Which you can do.
Yeah, you can.
Convergence, a League of Legends story. I'm keen to see the world of League of Legends continue to be. I think this is the Echo one. Let me double check. Yes, this is the Echo one. So this is like the really cool art style. I can't remember the developer.
It looks it almost looks like a Super Giant. Not Super Giant, Super Massive.
Super Massive game, yes. Art style was.
Yeah, Super Massive game. Yeah.
Yeah. Ash, sure you'd be a bit more keen for something like this now after Arcane, because Echo's in Arcane.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. I mean, I wanted to play the
RPG
the
Fallen King, Ruined King,
Ruined King or something.
Something
RPG
Ruined King.
Yeah,
the Diablo one.
Yeah, I wanted to play that, but never got around to it. So
yeah, same.
Maybe this one I'll pick up. Yeah.
Crash Team Rumble.
It would help if it came to PlayStation.
Yeah, true. It's only a PC. Sorry, you've got a fucking laptop.
Yeah, I know, but
Crash Team Rumble. I am in the stage of
the MOBA.
Yeah, the something
the MOBA.
The game we think is a MOBA. So I'm intrigued to learn more about
I think
this.
the more I've seen of stuff about this since the Game Awards, it screams MOBA.
Yeah, but is it going to be good or bad? Like, I don't feel like...
I think it's going to be Pokemon Unite levels of good.
That could be good.
Like, it could be good.
Pokemon Unite has a big audience. Like, obviously, that's...
Yeah, I know. No. I wasn't saying that as a bad thing. I was just saying...
So you look forward to the Crash Rumble esports scene coming next year.
Okay. Doubt.
If it's like if it's a more accessible MOBA, I'm not against it because I can appreciate...
I'm not against it.
Yeah, I can appreciate and love...
esports, though.
No, probably not. But the reason Pokemon Unite's an esport is because it has competition. It's because it's Pokemon and the whole Pokemon... And
they already run those kinds of things.
They run an event. Like they do Pokemon Worlds. So, of course, they're going to have a championship for their game. They do championships for all the games. So, Creature Keeper. What a title. Crossfire, Sierra Squad. Curse of the Sea Rats. Cyber Knights, Flashpoint. Signy, All Guns Blazing. Citrus Enterprises. Daydream, Forgotten Sorrow. Destra, Memories Between. What's this game? This rings a bell. Do I know this? Oh, that's the one that's on Netflix. That's finally coming out. Like
the
Netflix game.
The dodgeball one or something.
Yeah. Disney Illusion Island. Fuck yeah, I forgot this was coming out. I forgot this was even a game. Fuck, I'm pumped for this, forgot this comes out. This is the Disney game. The side
gathered that much.
The side-scrolling Mickey one thing that they announced at the one. It was one of the games. The few games they announced at the Disney Games. No, it was the Disney Games event. The first one they did. Remember?
That's right.
Blessing hosted it. That one. That was it, right? He hosted it. Am I not making that up? Yeah. I was like, you looked at me like,
yeah, no, he did do that.
It was a different person. I was like, okay. No, I'm keen for that. That fucking the art style and everything.
It was Parasite.
Fucking looks really good. Yeah, I was like, am I being racist? Dogme? I don't remember what this is, but I know the title. Oh, this is the mother. No, I don't know this. I want to play this too. So this is the girl like looking back on memories of her life, coming back to her town, and then you like go to different times, and like when she visited as a kid, and then you're an older lady playing as the same character there in the present day or whatever else. Really cool art style. Seems like it explore interesting ideas about growing up and whatever else. But fuck, where do I go? Dune Spice Wars, Dungeons of Amber Griffin, Dredge. That's
Australian game,
the fishing one. Yep.
The Lovecraft-esque fishing game.
Lovecraft one, yeah, that was at PAX and everything. Had Steam demo available, so yeah, keen for that. Earth from Another Sun, Earthlock 2, EA Sports PGA Tour 2023. Uden Chronicle 100 Heroes, Endless Dungeon, Enter Nights, Everspace 2, Everywhere. Platform CVA. It's not that, is it, you fucks? It's fucking, Exo Primal. This is the Capcom one that I don't think they've gave us anything
the dinosaur
more
one?
for. Yeah, the dinosaur one, right? Yeah. Fae Farm, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
No, that's not coming out next year.
No shot. If it does, fucking pog. If we get both, no way they'd let that and Final Fantasy 16 be in the same year. But if they did, holy shit, best Final Fantasy year in fucking memory.
I think it could happen, to be honest. I feel like this
No
could
shot.
release at the end of the year.
We haven't seen anything about it yet. We haven't seen a trailer. We haven't seen.
That's
No,
not true.
let's
We
put
saw a trailer.
We saw a trailer.
Did we?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
like some shitty like concert thing.
They put out, it was at a concert where they announced the game was coming.
Yeah, but that's the initial announcement. We haven't seen anything since. Like, I think we need to see at least another trailer or two before we can start thinking. that
I'm
it's gonna
pretty
be
sure
released.
they announced the year at the end. Let me look at the trailer because I'm pretty sure they're not guessing. I'm opening the trailer now. I can't move past this.
Yeah, but people fucking throw years out like it's going out of fashion.
Oh my god, there's an ad. Hold on, I'll read the next game while we're fucking waiting for an ad. For 16 minutes. Fireman Flashback 2 Flintlocks the Siege of Door. Watch this. I know this title. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's just ringing a bell for no reason.
I think it was it was summer 20.
No. Well, it was
No,
next winter.
yes, the trailer then
Was the
says
trailer.
next
Yeah,
winter.
which is our summer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
end of 2023 is what they're saying.
Or start of
That
2024.
easily gets delayed into 2024.
It's going to be it's just going to be 2024.
That's
I
that's
don't want
March
to say
2024.
it'll 100% get delayed. If they put in a trailer, that means they're aiming for it. Will it get delayed? Maybe. Will it release? Maybe. I don't want to say like if they announce a date that it means it's 100% getting delayed. Like that. Like
I just think it's going to be March 2024. Is my call.
look, if it releases, it's absolutely insane that we get two big massive Final Fantasy games in 1 year. That's insane.
Well,
Absolutely
I
insane.
think we're going to get two in that calendar year in 24 months.
We'll
12
get two
months.
in 24.
12 months,
In
sorry.
12 months. 100%. But as in the same calendar year in the same kind of
Yeah.
guess critics year in the voting year for
Yeah.
video games. Like, yeah. it
I've been
would
saying
be-
that because at the end of the year, you'll potentially have Game of the Year nominee, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like, that would be absolutely amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
Flock, Forever Skies, Forza Motorsport. I keep forgetting this is a game that I want to play, but that obviously it's just been taken a while to come out. I just as a side note, since this came up as a big Xbox game, and obviously we'll get to more here soon, but fuck if Xbox doesn't win 2023, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, to be honest. Like, they should win. They should win. They should rock 2023. They should start.
Fucking hope so.
They should start releasing games, and they should have a banger.
Well, they've got no games from A
Yet.
to F, so
They've got no games currently ready.
Well, they've got nothing with a release date, but we're going to get Starfield.
We're
next year.
supposed
We
to.
don't.
I think we're going to get an event soon because, as I said, like
we
someone
need
was
Star-
teasing
like
an
they
event.
need Starfield. Redfall is next year. Like, I think we'll get Redfall before the end of June next year. I think Redfall's like May.
I think Xbox does an event in January, if not very first week of February, like very early, and they just announce a fuck ton of release dates.
Yeah.
They're like,
I
I
think
think,
that would
they
be
come out and they
pretty
start
cool.
2023 as this is our fucking year. Look at all these release dates. Get excited. We're about to rock your socks off, and that'd be good. Frontiers Warhammer Age of Sigma RTS. Front Mission 2 Remake, Frozen Flame, Ghostbusters, Rise of the Ghost Lord. I'm keen for this. This is the VR game. But Ghost Runner 2, keen for that because I really like Ghost Runner, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Glimmer in Mirror, Gory Cuddly Carnage. I'm keen for this as well because I played Steam demo back in a while. It's like a skateboarding cat game where you like slash the fuck out of people. It is wild.
it's like got a
wild
bunch of
time.
unicorns, right?
Yeah, you like kill unicorns and shit. It's a wild fucking game. Like it's very weird, but like I quite enjoyed the demo. Grimoire once more. Gumbrella. Obviously played this at PAX.
Umbrella.
Yeah, I'm keen for Gumbrella. It's a game in which you have an umbrella and it is a gun and you don't really know where it came from, but you got it. I really liked what I played at PAX there. Hell Is Us, Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue, Hellsweeper VR, Hollow Knight Silksong. Less chance that comes out than Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Homeworld 3, Hyenas, Hyper Light Breaker, Hightail, Ib, Immortals of AVM, whatever that's. Industries of Titan, Inkbound. What's Inkbound? That rings a bell, or maybe it doesn't. Let me look at the. Oh, that's the. Is that the potions one? No. It might be. I don't know. It's like the anyway, whatever. Jump Light Odyssey, Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, PSVR 2. I want to actually play that on PSVR 2. Carlson, Curlable Space Program 2, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. Fuck yes. Layers of Fear, Leap, Level 0, Lynch and Vale, Liza P. I'm keen for this. This is the Pinocchio one, right? Am I going insane? No,
that sounds right. Yeah.
This is the Pinocchio one. Yeah. So I'm keen for this. It's Bloodborne and Pinocchio, the game. Fuck, I'm all about that shit.
Yep.
Lifeless Moon. But by the way, quick note on that. Actually, Liza P. There was a press release that went out recently that said they got a bunch of really positive feedback that they showed at some event recently, and I was very happy with everyone's feedback from what they played. So that's good. Lifeless Moon, Lightyear Frontier, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. This is the spin-off.
It's a spin-off game. Like it's between
Yakuza, Like a Dragon, and Yakuza. Whatever
Like a Dragon 8.
Yeah, whatever that game is. Yeah. Where they're bringing the main character from old other games, and he's like, then he's going to be in the new one with the Afro dude or whatever, the big hair.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Marvel's Midnight Suns comes to last gen consoles and Nintendo Switch apparently next year. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. This is coming out the end of next year. I'm presuming a September release date because we got the rough period earlier this year. So,
fall, whatever. So,
fall. So that's September to November or December, whatever it is. Yeah,
that's correct.
So September sounds about right. Mask of the Rose, Master Detective Archives Rain Code. I'm keen for this because it is from the people that make Danganronpa, and it looks most like Danganronpa that they've done since then. Just it's more like open world, and you look into mysteries, and then you have to do similar Danganronpa sort of stuff where you do little mini games sort of stuff and accuse people of stuff and. Like I'm keen. I'm keen for that. The press release came through like a couple of days ago about it, a bunch of new character information and stuff. So keen. Master Plan Tycoon, Men of War 2, Metal Slug Tactics, Mina the Hollowware, Minecraft.
Which one do you think comes out first, Metal Slug Tactics or Advance Wars?
Advance Wars, because it was supposed to be out and they just delayed it because of the whole war.
It's been 11 months.
Yeah, well, war, Ash. It never changes. Minecraft Legends. Are we keen for this?
What is it good for?
Yeah, what is it good for? Who knows? Absolutely nothing. Minecraft Legends. Keen? I'm keen. Who wants to play?
Keen.
You gonna play with me?
Let's jump in together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where we dropping?
This is a weird one, right?
Penguins.
Where they were like riding around on pigs or horses or whatever, and it was like that. Yeah. Something to try out.
Yeah, I think
it'll be on Game Pass.
I think it looks good. It'll be on Game Pass.
Finally, an Xbox 6.
Fuck off, Ashley.
I mean, yeah.
It's not exclusive.
Minico's Night Market, Moon Mystery, Mortal Kombat Onslaught. Moving out 2. I am excited for this because, do you know why, Ash?
Online multiplayer.
That's right, online multiplayer. I can actually play this game. I would have loved to have played the original Moving Out, but it doesn't have online multiplayer. But they've solved all the issues.
You got no real friends.
Got no real friends. Yeah, boy. Shout out to no real friends. Guys, I got some poggers in the chat. Mumbai Gullies, My Time at Sandrock, Nightingale, Nine Souls, Off the Grid, Once Human, Over Magica, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. I'm keen for this. I didn't love the last game. Obviously, I thought it was absolute buggy mess, but great game, but buggy as fuck. But I liked Oxenfree, so I'm keen for this. Pacific Drive. I'm keen for this too. This is the weird one they announced recently where it's like driving. It's like the road
Rider,
road like. Yeah, Knight Rider. That's one that you reckon is like Knight Rider. Yeah. Pal World, Paradise Project, Park Beyond, Party Animals, Payday 3.
Party Animals. Give us the cute little animals fighting.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. This is taking forever to come out. Fucking, I swear I hear about it like.
Can't believe it's taken so long to make a Gang Beats clone, Tamara.
I know, right? I'm keen for this. Though, yes, now that I remember what it is, yes. It'll be on Game Pass, so there's no reason not to care about it. But yeah, Payday 3, I'm going to put an asterisk on that one. I'm keen for Payday 3 if it actually comes out in 2023. I played a fuck ton of Payday 2 on PC, like back when it launched, like the first couple of years that game came out. And then I tried to get used all super into it on PlayStation, but no one liked it as much as me, but that's fine.
We enjoyed
I
it. We
played it on
played a lot of
PC.
streams. That's kind of what we all bonded
I
over.
was like, wasn't
Remember
it?
that time that
the
I
three
blew
of
up
us
the
and
drug lab?
Nick?
I feel like you don't take the game as serious as I do, and you
Well,
I would
that's
play
true.
more if we had been on PC. I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Hey.
So I remember playing it on PC and loving.
So
Payday.
we building a group.
yeah, I played it
We're
on
gonna-
PC. Yeah, I want to play Payday 3.
steal some stuff.
Yeah, but I probably will want to play it on PC to be honest, because I find it that's even the game I enjoyed more on PC than console. To be honest,
Yeah.
just for the amount of menus and stuff you got to do, it's sometimes like quickly. It just or maybe it was just because I was used to playing on PC. I enjoyed playing less on PS4 because I was used to playing on PC. Pepper Grinder, Pikmin 4. I think this is my first Pikmin game. I've never played Pikmin. I think this is the one.
Oh, really? Like not even
Never
like,
played
the
a Pikmin.
original
No.
GameCube
Nope.
game? No.
Never played a Pikmin in my life. Yeah, it's one of those franchises. Obviously, I know it's very popular, a big Nintendo franchise, but no.
That's right, because they remastered that on like Wii or Wii U,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm sure I could have
okay.
played it by now, but just never have. Pistol Whip comes to PSVR. Planet of Lena, Prehistoric Kingdom, Pragmata, Ravenlock. What's Ravenlock? That sounds like something I should know. Google me timbers. No, maybe not. Maybe it just sounds like something I should know. Read-only members, Neurodriver. I'm keen for this. I played the first read-only memories like a year or two ago. Very cool sort of adventure cyberpunk game, but actually explores cyberpunk themes properly and not just for stylistic fucking reasons. Redfall, we just talked about that. Obviously, gonna be a big game. Keen to play that. Replaced, keen for that as well. That's the really cool, stylish neo-noir, detective thing. Keen for that one. Yeah. Rogue Cop, Rogue City, Rune Factory 3 Special, Sacrifier, Scars Above. What's Scars Above? That rings a bell. Is this something I should know? Oh, this is one previews came out for recently. I think that's why it's ringing my bell.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Sea of Stars, seasonal Lead to the Future.
Says it comes out February 28th. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, but there's a few games here they haven't.
Yeah, this was at the Game Awards. So
yeah. So look, if they're not updating this article every week, I forgive them.
I mean, if you're not going to update it after the Game Awards, then I mean,
it's a busy time of year. Maybe people on breaks and stuff like that. Calm down, Ashra. Skim, Shadows of Doubt, Silent Hill Ascension. I'm like very mediocre on Silent Hill Ascension. I'm probably more keen for the other Silent Hill. They announced the more
The remake.
No.
the
one at the very end that had the really cool art style and everything like that. That's been written by that.
The one set in the past.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. Skate Story, Slime Rancher 2, Song of Nunu, A League of Legends story. Fuck, I forgot they announced that, and I don't think they've ever shown anything other than a artwork for it. Yeah.
There's
Which
a couple of
is
steals.
why I don't think it's probably going to come out next year.
I don't know. We'll see. Song of Conquest, Solium Infernum, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. Now, Kieran, you played and reviewed SpongeBob SquarePants, whatever the one was called, the rehydrated thing. Do you want to play The Cosmic Shake or no?
Probably not, unless we get a review copy. And yeah, I'll probably do that, but not out of choice. Like, not choice. Sorry, not out of me going and buying the game. I'm not that big into. I think where Rehydrated had the nostalgia factor, I have no connection to
SpongeBob
modern SpongeBob.
Fair.
Yeah.
Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl.
I don't think that comes out next year. It should, and it would be amazing if it did. Don't think it does.
It's hard to say because they have continuously kept working on it somehow.
But they are in the middle of.
Yeah, I know. So it is hard to say. Very hard to say. Starfield. How are we feeling about Starfield?
Yes, has to come out.
Are you excited though?
Has to. I am actually. Yeah. I think the more that I don't know why it's taken a bit for my brain to click that it's Fallout in space and what exactly that's going to mean in terms of the gameplay and stuff like traversal in the game, whereas Fallout's all in one location, so it's a bit different, a bit strange. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's more Bethesda stuff. It would be really cool if Bethesda comes out with like a really clean and polished game with no fuck ups in it. I doubt that's going to happen, but they need it. It's going to be
crazy when the world just falls on top of it.
Yeah, I'll believe when I say it. Star Trek Resurgence, Star Wars Hunters, Stellar Blade, Stick It to the Stick Man, Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. Sudoku 1 and 2 HD. Suikoden, sorry. 1 and 2 HD remaster. Super Bomberman R2. System Shock. That's the remaster thing. Tales of Symphonia. Chia. This one I want to play, right? This is the island.
That's the little
thing.
island one.
Yep, I do want to play that. It looks cute.
New Caledonia.
There you go. Tentacular comes to PSVR 2. Terra Nil. That's the land one, right? Yes, I do want to play that. I previewed that earlier. It was fun. Well, it was chill, but not chill. Chestergrad 2, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. The Dark Pictures Switchback VR comes to PSVR. Yes, please. The Expanse. I don't.
Telltale.
That's the new Telltale.
That's the new Telltale.
The new Telltale, skin suit Telltale.
Telltale. The Great Wall Western Front. The Invincible. The Isle Tide Hotel. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. That's fucking keen for this game, and we haven't seen it for ages.
Looks dope.
It looks so cool.
No, we saw it. Didn't we see it at the last showcase? The last Xbox?
Yeah, that's where it was revealed. That's where they showed it.
That was like July, wasn't it? August, July?
It was ages ago. It was June. That's where they showed the trailer. Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase, June. We haven't seen it since then. So it's been 6 months. Come on. I want to know more. But that was like the pick of the bunch from that show. So
yeah, 100% it was.
The Last Faith, The Legends of Heroes Trials into Revering, The Light Brigade, The Lost Lords of the Fallen. Is that the one you care about, or is that the other one?
Yeah, that's the one with the Blue Lantern and the...
Yes, that's the Blue Lantern one.
Yes, yeah. Gothic guy? Yeah.
The Plucky Squire. What's this?
Yes. This is the Devolver game in which you play a little character in a storybook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
The big reveal at the end where they just crawl out of the book.
Yeah.
Australian game too, I think, right?
Australian game, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, right? The Repair House, The Siege and the Sandfox, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, The Wandering Village, The Wolf Among Us 2? No?
In suit Telltale!
You gonna play it or no?
Maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say, sure.
It depends. It depends on... If The Expanse comes out before that and The Expanse sucks, I wouldn't touch Wolf Among Us.
I'm not going to touch The Expanse though, because I don't watch that show, so...
I think it'd still be a cool... I don't know. I'm more interested in to see how Telltale has evolved. And I think Telltale, in the past, has done such a good job of catering games that potentially people haven't played. Like how well they did with, like, the Minecraft one. And that is old Telltale. So it would be interesting to see if they can continue that legacy of empowering and bring forward new franchises to their repertoire.
Fair. Thirsty Suitors came for this. Yes. This is I can't remember the studio's name. Falcon Age people. But this is
it's about a young woman coming back home and having to deal with all their ex-partners. Scott Pilgrim, but
it's Scott Pilgrim, but with Indian family. Yep. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. Yep. Time Flies. Tintin Reporter. Cigars of the Pharaoh.
I didn't know this was a thing, but
is it?
I'm down.
Yeah?
Down for some Tintin.
Down for some Tintin. I mean, if this is in the vein of like the Sherlock Holmes games, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either until I read it right then. So.
The art style looks like the books, obviously, but
To the Stars, Tron Identity, Under the Waves.
This is the Mark Bithell game. Yeah, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Untamed Tactics, Valheim. That's the full release, I guess. Venba, Vengeful Guardian, Moonrider, Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. That's the only one I potentially care about.
Great. There's going to be 4 seasons at Henry Cavill based on this games.
I mean, not based on the games, based on the fact that the tabletop games super popular. Witchfire. So this is from the people that brought you a walking simulator and what's it called? Vanishing of Ethan Carter and I can't remember what the studio was. Anyway, it's a shooter. It's a shooter now. Yep. World of Horror. WrestleQuest. Fucking all about that shit. Give me that one. I'm very keen for that one. Xenonauts 2, Ys 9, Monstrum Nox, and then Zenith the Last City. That is your 2023 preview. Overall, Kieran, how excited are you for video games in the year 2023?
I think there's a lot of potential for 2023, and I think we've felt that way for most years. And as always, 2023 is going to be filled with delays, with games not living up to the standard. But I think there's so much potential that you should always go into the year with the hope of the positive outlook. Every year you kind of, as an Xbox supporter or somebody who really enjoys the Xbox games and is looking forward to what they're doing, you go, this is going to be the year that we Xbox.
I sort of appreciate they didn't have Hellblade 2 on that list because
yes, 100%. So many times I've been like, Hellblade 2 is going to be this year for the last 2-3 years now. So to look forward to it, to hope for the best. It's always fun at the end of one calendar year and starting onto the next and seeing everything that's going to be coming out. I think once again, it's a fantastic time to be a gamer.
Ash, how you feeling coming next year?
Yeah, I think obviously we've got a lot of good titles listed there. Probably still got a bunch of titles that we don't know about yet.
As always, yeah.
As always, so I'm sure something will surprise us. But yeah, lots of good mix of indie games that we're excited for, AAA games we're excited for, and maybe this is the year Xbox gets games. Yeah, first party games.
Yeah, coming into 2023, I think it's going to be a really good year for games because I feel like we've had some okay years, but I think Xbox should have a banger of a year, and just generally now that we're sort of on the out year of COVID, I'm hoping.
Is 2 titles a banger year? 3 titles, I guess.
They're going to have more. I feel like they're going to have a banger of a year. They should have a banger of a year. I also just feel like on the outside of COVID, as we're starting still to pick up pace, a lot of those games got delayed and slowed down because of working from home and stuff. We're going to start to we're going to roll into a year when a lot of that stuff's finally going to start releasing, I think is where we're at. Pair that with the fact that I get PSVR 2 next year, which I'm really excited about. Pair that with the fact that my fucking play date's arriving in January because I got sent a tracking slip the other day. It's finally on its way. So I get play date in January. If the Steam Deck potentially gets released in Australia next year, be aboard that as well. That's going to be exciting. And who knows what else is going to happen. The potential that next year, if any, would surely be the year that Nintendo maybe finally announces that the Switch Pro or whatever the equivalent would be. I honestly, if they're going, I don't know if it's coming out next year, but I feel like next year could be the year that they announce it. I feel it. I'm putting that out now. I'm putting that out as an early Dylan prediction. Switch Pro is announced next year. Maybe it's even out next year. I wouldn't go. I'm 100% sure. I'm going now. Switch Pro or whatever it's called. 100% it's announced next year. I'm going 70-30. It's actually out next year.
I reckon it's time.
I don't think that's a crazy suggestion. I don't think it would be even crazy to suggest it comes out at the same time as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Whatever it's called, yeah. They're calling it
Tears of the
Kingdom. I couldn't remember which joke went
Yeah, I just feel like it's time. I'm like, come on. But yeah, I feel like it should be a very, very good year. Bunch of games I'm excited for, both of the AAA quality from the Final Fantasies and whatever else, to a bunch of other, all the way to WrestleQuest, like we just mentioned. So should be a good year. Excited. All right, that will do it.
We can't wrap up this episode of Arcade Couch without the massive news that got announced today.
Here we go.
Ash Ketchum.
Oh god, this is
it's a fucking anime. It's
you brought up it won when he won the world championship.
Yeah, I just
he's leaving the show after 25 years. 25 years. That's the scary number.
Would you be annoyed if he left the show after 26 years?
I don't care. I didn't.
Well, normally you like nice round numbers. 25.
I don't care. What numbers do you leave shows? It's like what anniversaries you celebrate.
I think this is cool, to be honest. I know people are like, no, blah blah blah. I'm like, most of the people
it makes sense.
But most of the people being like, no, this is terrible. I'm like, do you even watch it? You don't. So it doesn't matter for you, does it?
So what's going to happen? He's going to get amnesia and forget his Pokemon champion, and he's going to have to start all over again.
Yeah. The writing was on the wall since they made him. That he actually
made him win. Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool, and there's no reason they couldn't have him cameo. They could have there'll be a moment two years from now when the new characters bump into him for an episode. They could do something.
Well, you know what the crazy theory that some people have got that the girl is his daughter in the new trailer.
Well, it's just because of the hat, but the hat's
the hat's the one from the OG
I don't think
season.
because they would have to age Ash.
Yeah, like literally, I don't know. He ages at
He
like...
finally turns 36. Yeah,
I was about to say, it's taken him
the age
25
suddenly
years.
catches up with him.
It's taken him 25 years to turn 11. So, like, at that rate, they'd have to age him by like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Well, it's just set 1,000 years in the future.
Yeah, so 1,000 years in the future, maybe.
That kid's year is insane. Like, imagine how much content you could do in a year, Dylan, if your years took as long as Ash Ketchum's years.
So, yeah, fucking imagine. I think it's exciting though. Like the little artwork they showed, the fact that Pokemon's now going to looks like a female lead character. I think that's obviously exciting as well.
And Pikachu no longer
a Pikachu.
Be propped up by an anime.
Really
so
interesting as well that the time they're trying to do this is with the Paldea region, like as the flagship new region to push this forward. But yeah, sure.
Do you think the character that they've included in the art was the Sprigato?
All three of the starters are in the art.
Oh, all three? I only saw the Sprigato.
No, all three are in the art. So.
Do you think the trainer is going to have the staple Pokemon companion like a Pikachu, or are they going to change every season and get a wider variety of Pokemon in there?
I really don't.
To have a bit more.
It's going to be Ash's daughter, and she's going to have Pikachu.
Imagine.
Pikachu needs to retire. If Ash gets to chill, then Pikachu.
Pikachu's like, please, I've done my last fucking
that would be even better. Old man Pikachu. I'm too old for this shit. Thunderbolt.
I'm keen. I'm
one more day away from retirement.
I think it's cool.
Pika.
I think it's cool. Yes, let's do Pokemon. All right. Thank you for joining us this year on Arcade Couch. Of course, you will be able to find all of our best of 2022 games coverage as that starts going up in the next couple of weeks over on explosionnetwork.com/ no, it's like a month away, I guess, but explosionnetwork.com/ best of 2022. The show, as I said, will have two bonus episodes going up our Games Week, which starts on the 14th of the 1st, and then your normal Arcade Couch regularly scheduled programming will return on the 23rd of January, just in time for us to talk about Dead Space. Would be the week that lines up with. And if you've enjoyed the show for the year of 2022, you let us know on Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord, on Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, or by showering us with monetary gifts of dollars over at explosionnetwork.com/support.
Or whatever currency you use in your country.
Yeah, whatever currency you use in your country. That's fine. Until next year, have a good holiday, Christmas if you celebrate. Just break from work if you get one. I don't, but that's fine. See you all next year. Goodbye.